Right. Hey guys, I thought I would come today and talk to you. I'm in my garden, or should I say my forest. I don't show you what's around. I'm sure there's foxes and a lot of animals around. Anyway, you're gonna hear noise. The Olympic Games opening in Paris yesterday. I don't know if any of you watched, but if you click on that video, I guess you did. It was such an amazing event for me as a French person, and that's the first time I identify as French. I usually identify as an African woman, and I never talk about being French. I may say time to time that I'm a French citizen, because yes, I hold a French passport, but I don't identify with France very often on this corner of the world, which is YouTube. And the reason being is I grew up in France and I've never seen I have hardly seen, not never seen, a representation of myself. At the time when I was in France, guys, remember that I've been living in the UK for over 23 years. So I've been out of France for a while now. But talking to my nephews, my family that still live there, for them, things have not changed a lot. But yesterday, I saw something different that I felt inclined to come and talk to you. And because yesterday I felt proud for the first time for a very long time to be French, because I saw myself represented everywhere. When I say everywhere, if you've seen, there was so many representation, just that beautiful woman that I don't even know, I didn't know yet then. I have my little paper for the names. Axel Saint-Cyril, the one that sang La Marseillaise, that was so beautiful, right? And with her afro, oh my goodness, I just loved it. And there's the Aya Nakamura, well, that's for the young people, but she represented also France. And she sang with La Garde Républicaine, which is the army, right? And they were even dancing and making, dance moves and all. And I find it amazing. That's just a complete different view of the France that I had. And that's what I had to talk about it. There was Marie-Josée Pérec. If you don't know Marie-Josée Pérec, please Google her. She was one of the biggest runner in France. Guys, I won't be able to athlete anyway. She's an athlete. And the judoka, what's his name? Let me see. Teddy Riner. Anyway. And guys, its representation is extremely important. And I know there's been a lot of backlash, against France for a very long time now, with the African country that were colonized by France. And so France has not been in a very good light lately, and for reasons. But when something is good, it's extremely important to recognize it and to give praise, right? And that's what I'm doing here. Yesterday I was so proud. This morning I was looking for we used to have those t-shirts for football. I was trying to find one to wear it today to represent, but I thought I would still wear some of the color, even if it's not exactly the color of the French flag, to say thank you for the representation yesterday. It was really amazing. And growing up in France, I have never felt assimilated. Never. I always felt I was walking with my blackness and my African identity on my back, even while holding a French passport, right? Finding a job was difficult. I had to hide about my didn't put my full name, but put my middle name is a name that looks a bit, that sound a bit like, could be Japanese, could be anything, right? Spanish. And so I was trying to trick on my CV my name so it doesn't sound too ethnic. Over the phone, often employers could not tell where I was from because of my accent. And it's very often when I came to the interview that, oh, you are, right? And even renting a flat in France was very difficult, right? You arrive and the estate agent will tell you the landlord doesn't want to rent to a certain category of people. So it was really hard growing up in France. You had to assimilate and completely forget about your origins. And I did that when I was in France. I would have never wore this. I was wearing like those very slick fake hair. What's the name? Extension, I don't know how you call them anyway. To assimilate. But even despite that, I never felt accepted because I couldn't see myself anywhere represented. And the only person that was on TV at the time when I was there, it was Pepita. Maybe I'm wrong, I have to search it and put it online. Pepita was the lady that was doing Les Chiffres et les Lettres. It was a game, you know, I forgot the name, I'll just put it on the screen. And that was the only representation of a black person that I saw on TV. Rosenberg, or I don't know what his name, the guy at the telling the news came later. And yes, there were comedians and all of that, but these people were just doing the job and fighting the space on okay, that's different. Okay, so yesterday was really amazing. I had such an amazing time watching the Olympic Games, and come on, like they did, despite the rain, because the rain was nasty. Oh my goodness, it was pouring. But despite that, it was very beautiful. That woman on the horse, you know, that was such an amazing sight. But to come back to what really brought me to that, making that video that was not planned at all, is that thank you for the representation. I could see myself, right? And that's why today I can claim, just at least for that day, that I'm French, because I saw because I saw representation of myself. And this is extremely important. Sorry guys, there's birds, there's everywhere, things around, and I'm afraid that something will scratch me in a minute. We need to cut the grass because it's like, oh my goodness. Anyway, and yes, it's let me look. There was so much. There was a lot of dancers, a lot of I could see myself everywhere in that ceremony. I could see myself everywhere, and for that, say thank you. And the other reason why I wanted to come and say thank you is because I call myself a traveler. I'm a nomad. I love going everywhere. Traveling is my passion. But the only way I'm able to do it is because I hold a French passport, period. Because that French passport opened, even if I got other passport after that, but the French passport, it's what has allowed me to travel so intensively. Because if it was just with my Gabonese passport at the time, I would not be able to go very far. I could, but it would have been a lot more challenging with visas, etc. So what makes me a traveler today is my French passport. So thank you to my adoptive mother, France, and thank you for this magnificent celebration yesterday. It was just amazing. I'm just checking to see if I forgot anything. Yeah, and also, of course, Gabon was there, and I need to talk about it because my brother Frank Matamba, which is one of the coach for Gabon, and he has one athlete, and he was also there, and Gabon passed in the small boat, and that was so cute, and I could see a representation of me. Cameroon there, and Cameroon is another one of my countries that I claim because it's my husband. My husband is originally from Cameroon. He's French as well, but he's from Cameroon. And what else? And the UK was there as well, of course. And the UK is my also adoptive mother because I live in the UK, and that has been my home for 23 years. So it was such an amazing event. And I'm going to stop here because really what I wanted to say is that, right? Axel Saint Cyril, I didn't know her. She's beautiful, amazing with that magnificent voice. Anna Nakamura, I know all the silliness that have been said about her misrepresenting France, but that's just, whatever. And she proved you wrong, and she was singing with the Republican army, l'armée républicaine, and oh my goodness, and that has nothing to do with representation, but Celine Dion has been one of my favorite singers for a very long time. And I was not expecting it, guys. I live under a rock and I'm not aware of anything. And I did not know she would be there. And I was just talking to my husband about having watched I Am Celine, where she talked about her illness. And seeing her there, live, beautiful, grand, like she was before the illness, and singing beautifully L'Hymne à l'amour de Piaf, was just amazing, was just beautiful. So I almost cried because I was not expecting it. Yes, guys, sorry. Okay, I'm not aware of a lot of things. And I was just, oh my goodness. And pour couronner le tout, that just means to bring all of that together. The cherries on the cake, yes, was Zinedine Zidane, Zizou, our Zizou national. I love that guy. I mean, who doesn't love Zizou, right? It's just, and still beautiful. That guy just get better with age. It was just, mwah. Anyway. So, guys, that's it. That's really what I wanted to share with you regarding the JO, the Olympic Games, Paris 2024. It was an amazing, and may everyone, do their best and win. And il faut rendre à César ce qui appartient à César. Meaning, when something is good, you have to say it. And thank you, France, for yesterday for the representation. I felt so seen yesterday at the Olympic Games, and many other minorities actually. There was so many representation there that France, honestly, we can applaud, because that was an amazing opening ceremony for the Olympic Games 2024.